This is an amazing campsite. It's stunning. I love it. This is the perfect site for perfect weather.
Oh, it starts again, like I've never been away.
Off I go.
Feel it rising like the fire. Feel it running through my veins. Oh, it starts again, like I've never left this place. Like my prodigal return to an old familiar place.
That thing go away. Whoa.
Three, two, one, lift off.
Oh, it's a beautiful foggy morning. I think I got some of the sleep I needed last night. I'll use a few more hours sleep though. Coffee. Necessity of life. Oh, you get that camera out of my face. Jeez. Oh man. This is only day 2. I just want to paddle. Shoo, go away. I'm making egg McMuffins. Egg bacon McMuffins. So it's just English muffin with fried egg and bacon and onion and cheddar cheese. Or mozzarella cheese, depending on what kind of cheese I pulled it on top. Sometimes I'll add mayo and tomato in it, but I didn't bring that this time on the trip, so we're gonna have to do without the mayo and tomato. Todd, can you, my knife is, I don't know, you got a better knife for that cutting the muffins? Because my knife,
Come on it, man.
holy cow. So today is day 2, and we're here on this little island campsite here on Manitou Lake, and the plan is to paddle down Manitou Lake to the longer portage that takes us into the east arm of North T Lake. It's a 585 meter trek. That's pretty much a climb almost all the way to the end. So it's, even though it's a short portage, it's a bit of a pain. But at the end of the portage, there's some real beautiful falls that we're gonna hang out in and have lunch and maybe take a little bath or something. And then once we're done there, we're gonna paddle out onto the eastern shore of the east arm of North T Lake and look for a campsite there to camp for the night. So it's a relatively short day, an easy day, lots of time for filming and relaxing, and hopefully the weather will cooperate. And I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah, it's really foggy this morning, and oh wow, there's a nice big one up there in the tree. There's spider webs everywhere. I guess the fog really brings it out. The moisture just clings to the web. It's something that's just absolutely beautiful, like little jewels hanging, of moisture hanging from the web. Especially when the sun comes out, it really glows and can look really beautiful in the mornings. Oh, look at this one. Oh, halo. They are poisonous. I don't think you want to eat them. They won't. I don't think they'll kill you. They'll just make you very sick. So you don't want to eat those. That I don't know what that is. So anything you don't know, don't eat. Oh, there's another one over here. Oh, there's more up here. Oh, all over the place. They sprang up overnight. These were not here yesterday. So it's really nice to see them this morning. Such a surprise. Oh, there goes my favorite island that we didn't get a chance to camp at. There goes the one we camped at last night. Hopefully I can get up here June next year and get to my site and do some bass fishing and relax. Oh man. But we're gonna find a nice site tonight. Get a nice sunset site on North T Lake. So peaceful here. Except for Todd up there. Get out of the photo, Todd. You're ruining my solitude. Ah. Damn soloist. Oh, that water's nice. It's where the Algonquin River empties into Manitou Lake from North T Lake up above. So, and that's where we're going next. Up this 550 meter hell.
It's not really that steep. It just keeps going and going and going until you get to the end. But the reward at the end is, it's worth it. Some really, really nice falls up there you can just soak yourself right into. Okay. Off I go up the 550-meter portage to North T from Manitou. Yes, it's the longer one. Because there's a beautiful reward at the end. Hi! I love doing this. I love doing this. I love doing this. Self-motivation. I'm really loaded down. We haven't weighed my pack, but I figure it's around 65 to 70 pound range. And canoe is 40 pounds. So life jacket, a few camera attachments. It's about 110 pounds I'm carrying. All summer I've been guiding in Algonquin Park. And I've been carrying 35-pound packs and 35-pound canoes for about a weight of 70, maybe 75 pounds tops. Do the math, you see I'm doing an additional 35 to 40 pounds weight more than I would normally do. So. So here I am at the end of the portage. We spent an hour or so at the falls. It was wonderful sitting there, staring at the water, mesmerizing. Getting like this is why I'm here, is for solitude. And these falls here at the end of North T Lake are a really good example of solitude. The falls are majestic as they pour down all the way down into Manitou Lake. And so we did that for about an hour, and did a lot of swimming, or not swimming, but running through the waterfalls. That was a lot of fun. And now we're just going to get into canoes and probably paddle an hour down the lake and to make camp. And then tomorrow will be another day in Algonquin Park. If we pick this site here, we've got a lot of sunlight left to relax, set up camp, and I can make a really nice dinner for you guys tonight. We'll get sunset views from here as well. It's a pretty little island. Winds are light, weather's fair. It's just doesn't get any better than this in September. So yeah, I think we're going to do very well tonight. I like this site. I love piney, rocky sites like this. I think we should camp here. What do you think? Beep, 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 beep. Is that a rock or is that the sole of someone's shoe down there? Look. What the hell is that? Yeah, it's the sole of someone's shoe. This one's heavy, eh? Okay. It's just the footing's kind of tricky. I hate you, camera guy. You don't unload the canoe, I have to do it all. I think he sees me, he changed course. Look at that view, that's $1 million view. Alrighty, so we made landfall on the island here. We're in the eastern part of the east arm of North T Lake, and we're on this island. It has a campsite on each end. We're on the north end of the island, and I like it. I love it, actually. It's probably one of the most rugged campsites I've ever camped on. Take you on a little tour. It's loaded with red pine, balsam fir, white pine, as far as I can tell. I haven't really walked around much, but over here you can see canoes coming from the falls that we were just visiting a little over an hour ago down there. They're coming out of that last bay. The other portage that goes down to Manitou Lake is over here. Nobody seems to be coming from there. And we're going to keep ascending. This island has quite a lot of height to it. Oh, here's the thunder box. It's serviceable. It's falling apart, but it's usable and it's been used quite a bit. So, moving on. So this is where Matt and I are going to pitch our tent. It's relatively flat. It's among the red pines. It's beautiful up here. Gonna get a great sunset. If this was high summer during bug season, this would be an excellent site to be camping on. The constant breeze coming through would keep the bugs away, and there's obviously great swimming off the rocks too. But this is an excellent site. I think the only problem you might have here is firewood supply. You would have to go off the island to the mainland and dig around. So we're gonna go down now a little further. The other campsites over there, I'm not gonna bother with that. But you just come down here, you can see how steep of a drop it is over here. It's almost like a ravine. It's pretty interesting. It's a very rocky island. So there's a fire pit down there from where our tent's gonna be. It's quite the view, quite the distance too, so. Now we're gonna go down a level or two to where Todd's gonna be set up with his tent. This is a possible tenting site, but I don't really like it. It's kind of slopey and there's a lot of roots and rocks here, so moving on. I like this spot here for Todd. It's good, it's flat. There's a lot of needles to soak up some rainwater here. There is a slight slope, but not enough, I think, that will disturb his sleep. There's enough space between the rocks and the roots that he should get a good night's sleep. And I think that's about it for the site-wise. It's like for tenting, it's really nice. And then there's a trail down here, so to speak, down to the fire pit. And it's kind of nice to come to a campsite with a really extensive fire pit with a beautiful bench system and lots of firewood left over. You don't see that much these days. A lot of people just take the firewood that they find, burn it, and don't leave nothing behind for the next party, which I try not to do. I know sometimes under circumstances you don't have time to cut wood or you gotta go, but it's kind of nice to come to a campsite and see wood there for you, especially if you're in dire straits or bad weather and you don't have time to cut wood, but you need to cook in a hurry. It's nice. So yeah, at the last site, we didn't have a grill at all. We had to use my grill, and then we had to make roasted chicken on spit. But tonight, we are gonna have steak on a grill. I love this king-size grill. Whoever bought it here, you are awesome. Thank you. Ow! Oh, this fire is deadly. Jeez, it's really carrying the embers fire. No wonder why there's like a big burn pattern here. Now I understand why. Okay, so for tonight's dinner, we got strip loin steak. Yum, yum, yum. Got some Montreal steak spice to go with it. And then we have some mashed potatoes, roasted garlic, Idahoan style. Really, really tasty. We also have mushrooms, and well, in here there's lots of red onion underneath too, so I'm going to saute all that. And that's going to go over the steak. This is going to be steak and mashed potatoes, and with sauteed onions and mushrooms. And for dessert, we're going to have 3 berry crumble. I've never had that before, so hopefully it'll turn out good. Oh man, these are thick! Holy cow! Oh man, look at that. That is thick. This is the right kind of fire and grill for this. This is nuts. It's like half a cow right there. Matt, man, nice job. Coming along. Looking good. Still lots of butter left though. Maybe I need to do that. Oh my god. Should we put something like beside to give it some scale? So people get an idea of how thick these things are. Like, have you seen these steaks, Todd? Oh my god, I haven't had a steak this big in like, wow, this lifetime. Look at them. Look how thick they are.
Yeah. What are those, like 20-ounce steaks, man?
I don't know.
Those are massive.
I'm running out of spice here. Okay.
Da, 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 da. Oh yeah. like some wine?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Mmm.
I love these things. They're so tiny. They just fold right out. It's like, haha! Now I can do late night photography. Now I can read everything. Beautiful. Saturday night, we're at our campsite on North T Lake, East Arm. We had a pretty easy day today, and we did the 585-meter portage into North T Lake, and at the North T Lake end of the portage is a series of falls there, and we hung out there for probably almost 2 hours. I got in there and got soaked and refreshed. So did Todd, and I think Matt did too. And took a lot of photos and video. And once that was done, we moved on our way and paddled out here to along the east shore of the east arm of North T Lake, and we got a nice island campsite here. And I cooked them up a really super meal, which they enjoyed. And it's been a relatively short day compared to the day before. But with all the camera gear that we've carried, it was still a bit of a hustle, and we've enjoyed our voyage so far. And this is only day 2 of, day 10? So, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the trip, as we all are, and it's been a blast. The weather's been with us as well. I mean, I would not want to camp here on this site in inclement weather, but it's the perfect September evening. Looking forward to the rest of the trip. My father brought me up here in the mid 70s or late 70s. He brought me up to Driftwood Provincial Park, which is actually just north of Algonquin, north of Brent. east of Mattawa, or west of Mattawa. I'm trying to think. No, east of Mattawa. And then after that, he took me to Algonquin a few times. He took me to Algonquin in the 80s. And then in the early 90s, it was actually the last trip I ever took with him. We went up to Kiosk when the railway was still running through the park. And we went camping in there on Mink Lake, and we had a really good time. And I got the shit scared out of me in the middle of the night because a train came through. And I'd swear you'd think a train was coming right through your sleeping bag. It was like, what the hell? The ground was shaking, the light was like piercing, but it didn't come through, but it was just scary. And that was the last time I ever camped with him. And his favorite lake was, his favorite campsite was on Cedar Lake. And actually, after he passed away, I spread his ashes on his campsite on Cedar Lake, his favorite campsite. And took a very simple, unadorned cross, just 2 wooden planks with a single nail nailed into a tree, a red pine, away from the general campsite in the back. And it's been there for like 10 years, and I went back there a year and a half ago, and it was gone. Somebody had went in and harvested all the live branches, all the live lower branches from this red pine, and took the cross. And you could tell because the sap was running. When you slice off a branch from a live limb from a tree, it bleeds sap. Like it's just like cutting off a limb from a person. It bleeds blood. So you could see all the sap running down, and somebody took the cross as well. It was gone. So I assume those idiots burned that as well as the branches, which were green. And I was really incensed. I was thinking when I saw that, people like that don't belong in Algonquin Park. It really burned me up inside. I was quite mad. I mean, I never put his name on a cross, never made a plate. It was just a plain, unadorned wooden cross. That was it. And it was hidden by bushes. You had to go and look for it to find it. I wasn't displaying it for anyone else to see. The thing is when I nailed it to that tree, it was just a sapling. And in 8 or 9 years later, it blew up to a huge red pine. It grew really fast.
Whoa.
And I like to think that my father had some influence on that, his life essence. So when somebody took his cross, obviously he burned it. And I just like, people like that, it burned me up. Anyways.
Yeah, cross is a pretty universal symbol. Like you know what you're doing.
I've seen crosses before, and I'm just like, okay, that's it's, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's off limits, right? You don't touch that. That's sacred to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't understand it, the least you can do is respect it.